Hi, good evening. It's another edition of the Insider's Room. I've got Wrycape back here. We're going to break down the NFC South Division for you tonight. Uh, we're just looking at the teams and what the odds are going into the start of the season. We got Tampa Bay, of course, the favorites in this division, minus 240. Over under for wins is 11.5. We got the Saints at plus 440. Their win total is at 8.5. Atlanta's plus 850 with 7.5 wins for their total. And then Carolina's plus 1,200. And surprisingly, they got the same wins total as Atlanta. So, again, I'm just looking at this from on the outside. It's basically a 1.5 team race, I think. But, Tampa Bay being that one team. But I'll let you start here, right, Kay? Why don't you break down the Buccaneers for us?
Yeah, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, defending champions. They're returning 22 starters. So this team should be poised to make another run for the Super Bowl again. You have Tom Brady, and when you have Tom Brady, you're probably going to be a good team. Tom Brady has weapons. They have Evans, Godwin, a wide receiver, Leonard Fournette and Jones, a running back. And then they have Gronk, Brate, and Howard at tight end. This offensive line is awesome with Ali Marpet and Tristan Wirfs. And they should have a top 5 defense again. Devin White and Levante David are the best linebacker duo in the NFL. You have Shaq Barrett with the pass rush on the outside. Secondary is suspect, but I think this is the best team in the NFL again. Their schedule is easy as can be. They play the NFC East teams, and they should probably run through their division. What are they at? 11.5 wins?
11.5 at FanDuel.
Yeah, so I think they go over that. You could probably look at every game on this schedule, and the Buccaneers are going to be favorites, and rightfully so.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, there's not much to say. As you said, all their starters are back from last year's team. Brady just keeps defying Father Time. So, even half of Brady still should be able to take this division. Yeah, I barring any catastrophic injuries or just a bunch of injuries this season. Yeah, I think Tampa Bay runs this division easily, and I'm like you. I kind of like the over. I like the over 11.5 wins also.
Yeah, I mean, this team they got in with the wild card last season, so I expect them to. They should be the number 1 seed. I mean, they might not even have to play their guys week 15, 16, 17, or 16, 17, 18. I guess it would be this season.
Yeah, I guess that'd be the only concern. That'd be the only concern with the over, as if they maybe lost a couple of games early in the season for whatever reason, and then there's such a big lead, they just rest everybody the last 3 weeks, and you don't get the one win you need. But I think even with their backups, they'll be able to take care of this division. I think we might somebody else here that might want to join in and then give us a little breakdown here.
What's up, fellas?
If it isn't Bowser, mate, we just went over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got any thoughts on the Buccaneers this year?
I got the Buccaneers. I got the future bet for them to win their division.
That sounds good. Yeah. What'd you get it at?
I think I took them at minus 190.
That's a good price.
Yeah, very good price.
I think the Saints. I think they're a wild card, right? I don't know if we can rely on Jameis Winston to be another Drew Brees, right? So we'll kind of see what happens there. I think Carolina is a 500 squad, and then the Falcons. I mean, they're there, but they need some defense. They're going to have to stop some people. Offensively, they got the firepower, right? I think they can hang, but you got to be able to stop somebody.
Yeah, look at the Saints team with Winston. I mean, the one thing Winston does give them the ability to do, and they showed it he showed it in the last game, is the one thing that Breeze hasn't been able to do lately is that's get the ball deep.
Mm-hmm.
So that gives them a little bit of different dynamic on the offense. You know, they still got Kamara to run the ball. You know, Michael Thomas will be out for a few weeks, so they're gonna have to do something with that wide receiver position. Their defense is just every year it's just been good, not great, but good, productive. So yeah, I kind of like the Saints team. I don't know if they have enough to beat Tampa Bay, but what are your thoughts there, Ryan?
Well, just a disclaimer, I'm a huge Jameis Winston fan. But yeah, I like this team. Drew Brees is gone. I think Jameis Winston will take over. He'll do fine. Former number 1 pick. He's accurate. He's a pocket passer. He just makes stupid mistakes, and I think Sean Payton's going to take care of that. You have Kamara. He's probably the best dual threat besides Christian McCaffrey as a running back. Yeah, I don't know about Michael Thomas. I guess week 4, I guess, will be around. I don't know, week 4, week 5. But they have a great O-line. They added Cesar Ruiz in the draft. And I agree. I think the defense should regress here. I think the defense will be all right. I think they score enough points to win over 8.5 games. I like their special teams too.
Feel like
I agree. I think they're a wild card team as well, just because Tampa Bay is in their division.
New Orleans is one of those teams. I think they're going to win the games that they should win. But the games where it's going to be a tough challenge. Ultimately, it's going to come down to what does Jameis Winston do in the fourth quarter. Because I think that's how some of those games are going to be decided is, just 1 or 2 plays in the fourth quarter. Is it a turnover or is it a throwaway and we'll get it back? And, maybe now we're getting a field goal versus an interception. I think, but it's Jameis Winston. He is a number 1 pick. I mean, the guy could come out and just straight ball out. He's behind one of the best O-lines in the game right now. So if you give the guy time, I mean, there's a reason that he was a number 1 pick. There's a reason he threw for 5,000 yards. It's just being more intelligent with that. We'll see what kind of effect Drew Brees had as far as the Mr. Miyagi on Jameis Winston.
But yeah, well, like you said, he had that year. He threw 5,000 yards and 30-some touchdowns, but of course he had 30 interceptions. So yeah, but that's that. I think it's shown. I think it was last year he started in a game and threw a bad interception and Payton just benched him. I think he learned, and I think he's learned that he just sometimes it's better just to throw the ball away and live to fight another down. So if he can get that kind of attitude and get that thought process going, and he had LASIK surgery, so he's supposed to have 20/20 vision now. That was supposedly his problem before. So there you go.
That guy's just a dummy, but he's a good football player.
Jameis is super humble too. Like he doesn't have a big ego, which I think allows somebody to be super receptive and learn, especially from somebody who has had such a long, productive, successful career. Why would you not just listen to everything that man's saying?
Exactly. But he did think he deserved some free crab legs, though. I don't know about how humble he was with that.
Oh, man.
All right, let's move on before I get in trouble. I liked Winston when he was at Florida State, actually. But let's move on to Hotlanta. They're plus 850 to win this division, 7.5 wins. Yeah, I don't know. I'll let you take this one, Rye, because
I don't know. Arthur Smith comes in for Dan Quinn. They got a new GM. Matt Ryan's getting old. I mean, he's the key here. They didn't draft a quarterback with the 4th pick. They went with Kyle Pitts instead, which I like Kyle Pitts. I think he's going to have a good career in the NFL. But Julio Jones is gone, so it's going to have to be Calvin Ridley and Russell Gage to step up. I know there's a lot of hype about Calvin Ridley, so we'll see if he can be a star here. I'm not a big fan of Mike Davis as the lead back, so we'll see what happens with him. But this O-line's bad. Past 2 seasons, they've had one of the worst defensive teams, and I think they get better, but I don't think they get too much better. I do like them I have them over 7.5 wins. So I think they're going to be in a wild card discussion at the end of the season. I don't know that they make the wild card, but I think they could get close to 9-10 wins.
Yeah, I'm just going to be interested to see how Ridley does this year. I know Jones didn't play a heck of a lot last year. So, but yeah, just see if not, he's going to step up. He's going to have to step up and be that number 1 guy, and we'll see what happens. Yeah, Pitts is good. I don't know if I would have taken that tight end at number 4, but I think they should have drafted a quarterback at 4, but or Sewell, but get some blocking there for that offensive line. But we'll see. You know, you can never have too many weapons, I guess.
Yeah.
Bowser, any thoughts?
I mean, Ridley had a great year last year, right? And that was with Jones missing a lot. But now that Jones is, not out, and how do we prepare for the game? It's Ridley's the number 1 guy, so he's going to see the number 1 corner every single time. So what kind of year can he have being productive there? But yeah, I agree with Rai here. The defense there, that they're non-existent, so that's going to hurt them a lot when it comes to facing teams that are a little bit more balanced. I like Kyle Pitts, but we know, like any other person, it's going to take, I think, a couple of years for him to really be that superstar that everybody has him projected to be. Right. I think Justin Jefferson was like one kind of standout where, yeah, he came in right away and had an instant impact. But it wasn't like it was superstar numbers. It was great numbers, but I don't know if you're going to get that out of Pitts this year. Just because it's his rookie season and he's learning. So I could see them flirting with the 7.5 wins, not even getting anywhere close. I see them between Carolina and Atlanta finishing 3rd and 4th.
Yeah, well, and the one thing Atlanta's got going for me, the best place to get chicken wings is a strip club.
Lulu's Chicken Wings, baby. Lulu's Chicken Wings.
He's got that going for it. So there we go. All right. The last team we got to talk about here is Carolina. The plus 1,200 to win the division. The same win total as Atlanta at 7.5. I guess here's the thing. Well, they brought in Sam Darnold for the Jets, and he has a couple more weapons than he did in New York. He's got Robbie Anderson at wideout. McCaffrey, if he's healthy, is one of the best running and receiving backs in football. But again, it's almost the same thing with New York. Their offensive line is not very good, so you have to look at that. Will they be able to step up the offensive line to give Darnold some time to get the ball to the guys he needs to get it to? And on this defense, it's a very young, productive defense. They're not flashy, but they did lead. They led the whole league last year in tackles by rookie players. So there's potential there for them to step up a little bit and play a little bit better on defense. But yeah, as Bowser was saying about Atlanta, it's gonna be. I think Carolina and Atlanta are gonna be battling for last place. So
I think this is going to be a sneaky good defense, Carolina. Joe Horn being drafted. I like him for the defensive rookie of the year. I think this team's going to be all right. I think they're going to flirt with 9-10 wins. Sam Darnold has Robbie Anderson back again. I like DJ Moore. Curtis Samuel's gone. And Christian McCaffrey's back. And so he's pretty much their whole offense, and everything goes through him, passing, running the ball. As you said, they don't have a very good offensive line. I also like they drafted Chuba Hubbard. He's a quick running back.
Oklahoma State,
So,
right?
yeah. So, I like him. I think he's going to have a nice little career. I think they have a good pass rush. I think Carolina's going to surprise some people. Matt Rule's a good coach, and I think they're building this team the right way.
The only thing I put on Carolina is they go as far as Christian McCaffrey goes, straight up. If he goes down after 6 games, that's the rest of the Carolina season. So their win total is reliant 100% on CMC being healthy the entire time. If he is, I agree with you, Ryan. They could be a sneaky team here. But if he goes down, I don't like Carolina at all at that point. Because they just become a one-dimensional guy, right? And Mike Davis is gone, so they don't even have that fallback. I mean, a rookie, we'll see.
But he's not an every down back.
Yeah, so that I think that could leave some holes back there. So if he stays it, and I hope so, because I love watching him. Guy's a hell of a dynamic player, and I love watching him. But he needs to stay healthy for Carolina to see that win total.
Definitely.
Oh yeah, I agree with that. Of course, yeah. And Carolina as Carolina goes as McCaffrey goes, of course. All right, that sounds good. Any other future plays you got, Wrycape?
No, but another thing about Carolina, they were one of the teams that the defense was on the field the least amount of time last year. Which, if they could keep that up this year, they're going to have healthy players. The guys are going to be rested. I'm telling you, I like this defense.
I mean, Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, right? But weren't they in a lot of like one-score games last year too? Or like in the fourth quarter, they lost it?
They were competitive with a lot of good teams. They almost beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, they had some tight battled games. I do remember that from last year. And it was always close, but they just couldn't seem to come out on the winning side. They seemed to be on the losing side of that a lot. But, now you got a whole another year of experience, right? You're pretty much regaining the soul with the whole defense. So I look for them to be a little bit more synchronized and more of a unit here.
I think Sam Darnold's going to be a better Panther than a Jet. I kind of think he could be an upgrade to Teddy Bridgewater. I guess we'll see. He could also be seeing ghosts all season too. So.
Yeah, well, hey, it's not too hard to be better than you were when you were with the Jets, no matter who you are, I think. But all right, so yeah, very good stuff there from both of you. Thanks for coming on, Bowser. I had another viewpoint to these breakdowns. Tomorrow, me and Ryan will be back for sure, breaking down probably the best conference in the division in NFC, the NFC West. I'm sure Ryan will have some more futures picks up his sleeve for that division, as always.
I got a feature on that division. I'll be glad to talk about it.
All right, well, same time tomorrow if you're around.
Sounds good.
All right. Thanks, guys, and we'll call it a night for this one, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Cash some tickets.